Hey guys, it's Nedra. So in today's video, I am going to be reviewing the Après Gel X tips. Now, I'm sure many of you have already seen these all over like Instagram and TikTok and just all over the place for a very long time, as I have. However, I have never actually used these before. The only full cover gel tips that I've used are Cure Skies, and the only reason I am trying these out today is because they have extra long stilettos. Now, to give you some context, these that I have on my nails right now, and that I'm sure many of you have seen throughout this past year, these I got off of Amazon. Literally came in this bag, and they are not good at all. They are not durable whatsoever. I can barely get 3 weeks out of them. So when I found out that Après has extra long stilettos, I wanted to get them and try them out and see if they were better than these ones that I got off of Amazon. The other reason as to why I wanted to get the Après ones is because these ones that I got off of Amazon, they don't have refill sizes. So if I run out of a specific size that I use on my nails, I have to rebuy this whole thing again, and I don't want to have to do that, because I'm just gonna have 5 billion sizes of one size that I don't need or use. So I figured that Après had little refill bags, and that was an assumption until I looked it up, and they do. So that is another reason why I got this, is because if I run out of a size that I use on a regular basis, I can just refill that specific size instead of rebuying the entire box or bag again. So my first impression of these right off the bat is I don't like that this was $20. Really didn't want to spend $20, but the refill bags are like $3, close to $4, which is not that bad for refill packs. Cure Skies refill packs, I believe, are a little bit more than that. I don't remember exactly how much they are, but I know that they're a little bit more than that. So I am actually glad that the refill packs for this are only $3 and not some crazy amount, but was not really thrilled about spending $20 on these, but I think it will be worth it in the long run. I also just want to note that I bought this off of Amazon and found out when I looked on the website that on their website these are $30, whereas on Amazon they're $20. So I'm glad that I bought these off of Amazon, not off the actual website. But if you were looking to buy these, I would suggest that you go on Amazon and not their actual website, because you'll be spending like $10 more on these plus tax. So I did just a standard durability test just in my hand, you know, squeezing the nails and trying to twist them and things like that. And I could already tell right off the bat that the Après ones are definitely a lot more durable than the ones that I bought off of Amazon, which I am very happy about. The Après ones, the cuticle area is thinner, and then the tip of the nail is stronger, which is the general for gel extensions, full cover tip gel extensions, whatever you want to call them. Whereas the ones that I bought off of Amazon, it is just thin all the way around. You can like twist it and bend it and things like that. So the Après ones, right off the bat, I can already tell are definitely a lot more sturdy than the ones that I have been using from Amazon. Now, the Après ones are a little bit shorter than the Amazon ones, which I already knew. The Amazon ones are 3XL, whereas the Après ones, I believe the longest that they have is 2XL. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong on that, but from just doing my own general research, the longest ones that they have are just 2XL, which is fine. I don't mind going a little bit shorter. But that's really the only big difference, other than the durability, but that is one of the only other like big differences between these two, is that the Après ones are just a little bit shorter. That is just the general overview of these though. The real test is going to be whether they last longer than the Amazon ones. So I will stop yapping on and we can get into the actual test on whether these are worth $20 or not.
So there was a few things that I forgot to note in the intro, and there was also just a few things that I discovered when I was doing this test. So firstly, these have half sizes. So if you are a half size girly, they have half sizes in there. Secondly, the pinky nails are unfortunately a little bit too big. Their smallest size is still too big for my pinky. I have to file the sides in order to make it fit my pinky nail. So if you're a small pinky nail girly, unfortunately, the smallest size that they have for their pinky is not that small. The next thing is these are very C-curved. So if your nails are flat like mine, wearing these is a bit challenging. And then when I did my first test, I accidentally did not pick the right size for my thumbnails, so you will see that my thumbnails are popping off a lot in the first test, and that's just because I did not pick the right size for my thumb. Now that all of that is covered, let's get to the actual tests. So this was day one, test one, and for this test I was using the Kiss nail glue, which was a mistake because I had my nails popping off like crazy. This was literally the next day after I'd put these on. This was the day after that, after I'd put these on, and this was the next day after that. So I had nails popping off like crazy. This was 2 days after that, and that's just because of the Kiss nail glue, because I had used the same nail glue on my mother and she was dealing with the exact same issue of all of her nails popping off. So this was not because of the nails, this was solely because of what I was using. So this was week one, I believe. It's really hard to see in these clips, but hopefully you can see I did have quite a few nails that were lifting after just 1 week. And again, this was just because of the nail glue that I had used. I did not use a strong enough nail glue to hold on to these. This was week 2, and at this point my nails were literally just holding on. I'm sure it doesn't look like it, but I was gluing these nails back on or back down like on a daily basis, and I did not feel comfortable doing that because I did not want to get greenies. So I ended up actually taking these off before the 3-week mark because there was no way that I was going to get 3 weeks out of these, and I did not want to give myself greenies by continuously gluing these back down. So this was test 2, and for this test I used the neck nail glue, which is just a nail glue that I found off of Amazon that I liked. This was after 1 week. This nail in particular ended up lifting. I think I did something that caused that to happen. I don't even remember what it was. But these were the rest of the nails after 1 week, and they were definitely holding on a lot better than the first test. So the nail glue that I used was definitely a lot better than the Kiss one. This was after 2 weeks, and again, I really didn't have that much lifting. I had a little bit more on my right hand because my right hand is my dominant hand, but for the most part, these were holding on really well. So the mech nail glue was definitely a win for these than the Kiss one for sure. Now, it's when I started getting closer to the 3-week mark that I started to have more issues. This was like 3 days after I had recorded that previous clip, and then this was 2 days before the 3-week mark. So these were definitely ready to come off, and a new set was ready to get put on. So for these ones, I applied these with gel, like they're supposed to go on. This was after 1 week, and because I applied them with gel, like how they're supposed to go on, I did not have any sort of issues with lifting or anything along those lines. This was after 2 weeks, and again, didn't have any sort of issues with lifting. I think I had a little bit of lifting on my right hand on primarily my pointer and my middle finger, because those are the fingers that I use the most, but it wasn't anything that was like detrimental or extremely noticeable. These were my nails after 3 weeks, and again, didn't have any sort of issues with lifting. The lifting on my middle finger and my pointer finger on my right hand were becoming a little bit more noticeable, but again, it wasn't anything that I was like extremely worried about. So in conclusion, would I recommend these? Yes, absolutely. However, if your nail beds are flat, the best way to put these on is with gel and not with nail glue. I'm still applying them with nail glue just because I can't be bothered to try to do all the convoluted designs that I want to do with the nails already on my nails. So if you're going to apply them with nail glue and your nail beds are flat, check underneath your nails and make sure there aren't any gaps, and if there are, then to fill in those gaps with the nail glue. But other than that, these are great. I love them. Would 100% recommend them. So that was my review on the Après Gel X tips. Let me know down in the comments below if there are other gel extension brands that you guys want me to review and try out. But if you guys like this video, consider hitting that subscribe button and click the notification bell so you guys get notified as new videos that I upload. If it even works, and if it doesn't work, you can go ahead and follow me on Instagram and TikTok, where not only do you guys ask new videos that I upload, but that's also where I show my work that you guys normally wouldn't see here in these videos. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!